Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the possible, I'm not sure yet, but possible last video of the year. This might be it. I don't know if I'm going to do something Saturday on the 31st. I might upload a video. I'm not sure yet. But this is the last Smackdown and Rampage of 2022. The last double feature of the year. I actually was thinking I shouldn't do that, but I am going to do it. I still like doing the double feature. You never know what's going to happen on my damn show. But did we get something interesting for Smackdown and Rampage? We got some spicy stuff for this Smackdown. I'll do that last. But this Rampage wasn't that bad either. So let's do Rampage first. The first match was the All-Atlantic Championship match between Orange Cassidy and his buddy, his friend, his best friend of Trent Beretta. Now, we've known for a while Trent has always been a little iffy. Then he went away, got hurt. Then he came back. Then he acted iffy, like, especially when it happened with Wheeler Yuta. When Wheeler went to the Blackpool Combat Club, he had an attitude. Now, after all they've been through with best friends and how they've been structuring them, finally comes to a head where we get Trent going against Orange. And at first they were being real nice. They didn't want to really, Trent didn't want to hurt Orange. He cared about Orange. But Orange is like, I like you. I like you. We got to do it right. No, I like you. But I'm going to kick your ass. Boom. Boom. Pretty much that's what we got at first. He did not want to do anything to Trent, but eventually he's going like, I'm an All-Atlantic champion. I got to do my job. I got to make sure I make my bill, and I'm not going to let somebody just take my championship. And since Kip Sabian set this up on purpose because he didn't really care who had the title. He just wanted to hurt Orange Cassidy. He truly believed, and that's what I think. Also, Paul Wright was on, was Paul White good on commentary? He was fine. I was all right with it. Since we did not see a Taz there, seeing Paul there was fine. But seeing that Kip was at commentary as well, and then eventually you see Penelope Forbes look, I gotta say this because I always go, look, I'm the type of person that, yes, you look gorgeous. You have a body of a goddess, and I will love you as a goddess. But eventually the goddess bit will go away. And I will deal with you for who you are. And that's for a lady. If there's a lady looking at this, young saying, hiya. But I'm the type of person that I go for what's inside. And yes, I say that she's gorgeous. Let's be honest. Kip, I don't know how the bastard landed her. Hopefully he doesn't screw up or she doesn't screw up and they stay together. A lot of wrestlers don't stay together for long because a lot of times either one of them screw up or it's just the stress and strain of being wrestlers gets to them. I'm hoping it works out. But she comes down to the ring, messes with Trent, and it looks like she was trying to help Orange Cassidy, which eventually he did win, and Trent walks away. And it makes you wonder, did they finally pull the trigger? Is this it? Did they finally pull the trigger on Trent, where I think the year before last, I think the beginning to the middle of last year, he was acting like he don't give a damn, particularly when Wheeler Yuta went to the Blackpool Combat Club. That's how it looked. So the question is now, has it finally happened? I don't know. Next, we got Kip against, I believe, Exodus Prime. I think that's what it was. Because I had to go to the bathroom, come back, and then I seen Kip wrestling, and I think it's Exodus Prime. Didn't last long. Kip destroyed him. I'm not surprised. But you wonder where they're going to go with Kip. Because at this point, they got to do something with Kip. Because they've been trying to build him up as the guy that's going to mess with Orange Cassidy. Unfortunately, we don't see it. Because they're not putting it on Dynamite Rampage just. Dark elevation. There's the problem, ladies and gentlemen. They should be constant on the shows, and we don't see them. So if they've been having problems on both those shows, we don't see it much. This is like one of the rare times we see it. Now, let's get to the match. I'm going like, really? They went there? You got Akira Hogan versus a... I knew that Red Velvet was going to turn on Jade Cargill. It was going to happen. And they pretty much used Kiera Hogan as the catalyst for this because she left last month. They got nothing for her with the baddies anymore. And Laura Gray and Red Velvet was there. But now pretty much you saw this match. I think maybe I might insert a few images in here. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to put any images in this video. I might, maybe. I'm not sure. But let's make this clear. Red Velvet tried and did stop a Jade Cargill from hitting a Kiera Hogan outside the ring because Laura Gray was holding her. So it was obvious she was done. This means 100% they're going back to what happened in the very beginning. Look, 3 years ago, now going into 4, they had the Red Velvet and the Jade Cargill storyline without the damn title at first. Then a title was introduced. And then Red Velvet got hurt during the time when she was with the back. Well, I gotta crank it back. Red Velvet and Jade Cargill had a feud and actually some real beef. If you saw what happened to Rhodes, what is it? I forgot what Cody Rhodes and his wife had. I forgot. The Roads to the Top or the Road to the Top. There was legitimate beef between the two. Supposedly it got it straightened out, but they did have a storyline together. Eventually the storyline ended, and eventually Jade was on her own until she won the TBS title, and then she created, they created the baddies, which didn't get Red Velvet over. It didn't get Kiera Ogre. You see I'm getting angry. Kiera didn't get anywhere. Red Velvet, who got hurt, didn't get anywhere. And Laura Gray, she's there, and I doubt she's getting over either. It's always been about Jade. They're just background women. Nothing for them. And now look what you got. You got Red Velvet walking off, helping Akira Hogan. Kiera Hogan gets her ass whooped. And now this is not going to be about Kiera. This isn't. This is going to be about Red Velvet reinitiating her wanting the TBS title and the feud back. They don't have nothing else for Jade Cargill. They should have dropped the damn title with Athena. They could have dropped it with Statlander. They could have dropped it with Selena Deeps. They should have dropped it with Selena Deeps. Not Sheeta, not Rio, Selena Deeps. I believe she's still on the roster. We do not see her because she's probably on Dark and Dark Elevation due to the fact they have her mostly training in the back. There you go. Moxley had his moment. Moxley made it very clear that this has been a good year for him. And Hangman Page, you are screwed up. But if you want to fight me, I don't give a damn. And then he tells Tony, look, Tony's not going to clear you. Tony, let him man the fuck up. Because pretty much I've been hurt for 10 years. If I can do it, he can do it. So shut up. Pretty much that's what he was saying. But pretty much for the next show, I believe it's on the 11th, you're going to literally have, if they're going to clear it, I thought it was going to be a lights out match, which it should be. But on the 11th, you're going to have Moxley versus Page if he is cleared. I would rather see a lights out match because it's not sanctioned, and then you can have more suspense that way. That's just how I feel about it. But maybe it will eventually turn into that. I don't know. You guys tell me below. Finally, Swerve Strickland. Let's put this in perspective. Wait. No. Before we do that, the Darby Allin segment with Sting, where Darby Allin is questioned about what happened with Joe. And he said clearly, this is going to happen in my hometown. But so many people never believed me. The guys at my school never believed me. My teacher, he was saying when he was a teenager, he wanted to become a professional wrestler because he was at 115 pounds. And they said it'll never work. The students there, the teachers there, and even his own father there. But he didn't listen to them, and he was finally feeling himself, and he won the TNT title. But now, Once again, he's going against somebody that everyone doesn't believe in him. And then he turns to Sting and says, do you believe in me? Goes like this to Sting. Do you actually think I can beat Joe? And Sting says to him simply, I'm not going to tell you yes. I'm not going to tell you no. Pretty much he says, I'm not going to tell you no. You need to know what you're dealing with. And he makes it very clear. I'm not going to tell you you can beat him because that'll take the chip off your shoulder, which you need. And I'm not going to tell you no because I'm not the one you should be listening to. You should listen to yourself. Who cares about your father, the students, and your teachers, or me, or the fans? Listen to your damn self. Man up. And he makes it very clear that when you face Joe, he will kill you. You're going to need to go well beyond probably what you've ever done before to win. So win the damn thing. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to them. Don't listen to anybody but your damn self. And then he walks away. I will say it was very effective, but I'm actually surprised he finally hit this point. Because it's been a long time where you've never really seen a real interaction between him and Sting. There's been interactions because of other teams, but to really see something that is like, Sting is like a dad to you. You're feeling like you can't do it. And he's saying, you can do it. But you don't need me to tell you that. You've already done it. Get it done. Because you can get it done. That is something that needed to be happened for some progression in Darby Allin's character. He needed it. And last but not least, Swerve Strickland versus Wheeler Yuta for no pure championship. And I believe the local affiliates, that's what they're calling themselves. That his team with those two other guys. I don't remember the guys' names. So I'm not going to try and name them. Just like Ten's new name, I can't remember his new name. I know he did a segment. I forgot it. I forgot his name, but he made it very clear that he has no idea who he's facing. I think next week he doesn't care. If he had to humiliate a kid to become relevant, he don't give a damn. But with these guys, I don't remember the names. Eventually I will learn it with Swerve. But I will tell you this. Seeing if Swerve becomes a manager, kind of like what happened with Hit Row, is the wisest thing to do. Because Hit Row sucks right now. Hit Row sucks. And I will be talking about Top Dollar and how they were, if I don't forget, were really teasing the shit out of him and dealing with Ricochet. But he makes a faction work. I've never stated that he didn't have charisma and he didn't have mic skills or he didn't have relevance. The boys got it. The only thing I always had a problem with was him selling. Was his match good? Yes, it was. It was a good match. And he did sell okay here. In the end, he cheated to win. That's obvious. So in the end, this was not a bad show. I'm not saying it's a bad show. It was okay. It got more than what we normally would get. Will it be relevant going into next year? That's a big question. Like Dynamite, they did a lot of stuff to try and start things to make things relevant. The question is, will it be? Now, here's the interesting stuff. Here's where we got a lot of content. We got the last Smackdown of the year, and they went there really. Same thing here. When it came to Kiera Hogan versus Jade Cargill, we got here in this match too. Not match. I just blew it, but you know what I'm going to talk about. You bastards know what I'm going to talk about. You know which match it is. You know which match I'm going to talk about. But let's go through everything else. First thing, Sheamus versus Solo Sikoa. Now, this is kind of continuing what happened with the Bloodline with the Brawling Brutes. It's not a bad match. It was fine. But I didn't expect Sheamus to win here. I just didn't expect it. But I did think when he was in trouble, he got the chair around his neck, that Drew was going to come out. And he did. And I'm not surprised Drew was going to come out. Because these guys usually work together. They used to be really close. They still are close. And seeing this makes sense. So next week, I believe, it's going to be pretty much the champions versus Sheamus and Drew for the titles. Do I believe they'll lose? I don't know. I don't think so. But I don't know. You never know. Next. I'm not doing it yet. I'm not. I know the match is here, but I'm not doing it. Let's talk about the Bray Wyatt segment and him getting his ass handed to him by Uncle Howdy. You got Bray coming out, and he apologizes for attacking the cameraman last week. And I'll say that was a good attack. I didn't speak much of it. I did it on purpose because I wanted to see how far they're going to go with it, and this is where this leads to. He apologizes to the cameraman, but as he's apologizing, LA Knight, my boy, my Eli Drake boy, it's Eli Drake. I'm always going to call him Eli Drake on and off. I don't care. I don't care if you say, dude, he's LA Knight. Fuck that. He's still Eli Drake. Eli Drake. I am one of the few people that believed in him at first. Not even Sleg Daddy believed him in at first. Not even just Alex believed him at first. Not even JD. But I watched Eli Drake. I knew Eli Drake. I'm one of the few who knew the boy had it. He wasn't perfect yet. He needed to become a ring general. He had the gift of gab. He had the look. He has the charisma. But he wasn't a ring general yet. I think he just needed a little more developing under the circumstances. And he has become a decently great ring general. Doesn't mean he's perfect, but he's a great ring general. He's not perfect. Like some people, like Steamboat, like Ric Flair, who knew how to manipulate the crowd so perfectly. He's not that, but it doesn't mean he ain't damn good. Comes out and he makes it very clear. You, whatever type of garbage it is, I don't give a damn who the guy you paid to wear that damn suit. It's still on you. And I am sick of you. You're gonna get your bank check. In other words, his receipt. And pretty much Bray made it very clear, dude, I don't. He made it very clear. I could have ended you. I could have been the way I was before, and I could have ended you. But you know what? You're making it so clear. Maybe I should go back to the way I was and show you what I can truly do. And after he says that, Howdy comes out. Walking like this. Comes into the ring. Stands next to Bray. You think, and this is what I was thinking as he was walking to Bray. If he's either the same height as Bray Wyatt or a little bit shorter, that's got to be Bo Dallas in my eyes. I could still be wrong, but Bo Dallas is roughly a little bit shorter than his brother. Either nearly the same height or a little bit shorter. That's Bo Dallas. And when he comes out, Uncle Howdy, he stands next to Bray, gives his ass to Sister Abigail, and completely confuses everyone, including an LA Knight. Great, and then he walks back. Now, mind you, I could still be wrong. It may not be a Bo Dallas. It may not be him at all. It could be someone entirely different. But if I'm right, like most people, because I think just Alex has already thought about it and suspects, and JD, and maybe Jesse may as well. He may be thinking it as well. But pretty much, we all are having consensus that could be Bo Dallas. We haven't heard from him at all. No one said anything about him going back to wrestling, but no one said he couldn't. So that's what we got. Next, we get Imperium in the moment of Gunther. Oh, I hate that name. I'd rather hear him as Walter. But he pretty much says, I have wiped out everyone. No one stood against me. Sheamus, done. Ricochet, done. Anyone else, done. I've gone through everyone. But then Braun Strowman comes out. And Braun Strowman makes it very clear. You didn't mention my name, so that means you haven't dealt with me. And he also says, and that's when you can see Gunther's about to turn around and walk away. He says, you might be right. There's not one man on this roster you can deal with. But what about a monster? That's when he turns around and he grabs him. And where do you think you're going, boy? Grabs him. There's a fight. Pretty much, this is where I get nervous. I'm telling you right now, this is where I'm nervous. I'm hoping I'm wrong. But as Ricochet comes in with a chair, because they were beating the crap out of pretty much once he puts that armbar on, and they've already messed up Braun Strowman's elbow, and once you see a Ricochet come in, and he swings that chair over the top turn rope, and hits the top of Gunther's head. It was a hard crack, guys. You heard it. That was not the ring skirt like the other spot. That was possibly Gunther's head getting hit by the chair. And I'm hoping he's fine. I am hoping. Even though they did advertise there's eventually going to be a match. Let's hope he's all right. I'm hoping he's all right. Now, what else we got here? Oh, we got the Top Dollar teasing. Let's make this clear. After that triple threat, everyone knows Top Dollar did not mess up his knee. There was no way. He just wanted to try and jump over. And even Michael Cole said it serves him right. A guy that size should not be jumping over, where quotes, not be jumping over out of shape. Because guess who could do it? Undertaker. Kane. More than a few big guys could do it. Even Diesel once in a while did it. I'm not saying he should have done it, but a few times Diesel did it. A few times, pretty much, Kane did it. And generally, The Undertaker did it. So it's not about if big guys could do it. It should be big guys in shape. Big guys that are in shape should do it. Which Top Dollar is not. He's not in shape. And I'm not even saying Angelo Dawkins could do it. But you don't see Angelo Dawkins being stupid enough to do something like that, being in the shape he's in. He's very smart how he does his work. And I think he's still better than Top Dollar. But Top Dollar wanted to go whoop, boom. I'm hoping he didn't blow out his knee or his ankle or his hip. I may be joking, but I don't want to see someone hurt. But he was stupid enough to do that. And he's been messed with because of it. I know they got him in the back for that. And when you see New Day with a broom, and if I'm throwing any, I think I got an image of it. If I got one, I don't think I did. But New Day pretty much was holding a broom saying, do you want to try and jump over this? And it's not just New Day. It's Madcap Moss. It is Ricochet. It is a few other people. I can't remember who else was there. There was two more people next to Madcap Moss, Ricochet, and Hollins, I believe, was there. And Butch might have been there too. I'm not sure. I think they were there. Along with Ricochet. And Ricochet pretty much is the last person to talk. And he says, now you see, you'll have a little more respect for somebody like me. It's not easy as it looks. And Top Dollar gets pissed off and shoves Ricochet. And that's when you can see them trying to separate the two. And they said, why you shove? Don't be shoving me. Pretty much Top Dollar's been pretty much humiliated. And now they're going to give him a match next week for one of the first matches of the year in SmackDown. I think it will be him and Ricochet. Do I believe Top Dollar deserves what he gets? Yes. Do I believe that Hit Row sucks? Yes. Pretty much the only one of Hit Row that's good is Adonis. B-Fab is B-Fab. She don't need to wrestle. She is a heater. Even though she's like this, she's a damn gorgeous looking woman. But she shouldn't be wrestling because she's not that good as a wrestler. But when it comes to Top Dollar, he's a hype man. He should very rarely get into the ring. Now, I'm not being insulting to him. He might have been a great basketball player, but as a wrestler, he just doesn't fit it very well. Either he's got to rework his cardio, he's got to get himself in better shape, and he's got to get a good trainer to give him more to his repertoire as a pro wrestler to do more holds and do more moves than what he's doing. I'm just saying. Let's see. What else am I forgetting here? Oh, almost forgot. I want to say this right now. My condolences to the Don West family. If you don't know, Don West, who used to be a commentator for Impact Wrestling, I don't know if he ever worked for WWE, but Don West, unfortunately, has passed away. He lost. He lost his bout with cancer, unfortunately. I believe it was cancer. And he lost, unfortunately. And it was Michael Cole in the very beginnings of the show that said it. And that made me feel really good to see that things are a bit different due to the fact there's no Vince McMahon. Because they generally wouldn't say anything. Maybe they will show a image of that person if they were involved in WWE or if they were really famous. But generally, Don, I don't think he was really super famous as many people would see like in commentary. Because I don't remember him ever working for WWE. He could have, but I just don't remember. He worked for Impact for many years. and then he left for a while, and then came back, and then he left when he got sick. So seeing that Michael Cole made that call, maybe it might have been Paul that says, hey, say something about Don West. He might have been a part of us. He also was part of Impact. Let people know what happened. I find that respectful. Final thing, before the real match I want to talk about. You got Kevin Owens and Cena versus Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn. They did have that section, that little moment with Paulie talking with Sami saying, it was great to see you all right and everything, but I think you need to be paying attention what's going on, that the tribal chief should not be the one that is not forgotten about, because they cheered for you, but he was not cheered. You do not take precedence over the private tribe. The reason I botched this is due to the fact that once they did that part, and then everyone was in there, Solo, the Usos, Paulie, and the tribal chief, you see Sammy bring it up. And when you see his face, and the problem I had wasn't that his response, is what they didn't zoom in on his face. There are times where you can zoom in like this. They zoom in his face, and come on. Are you serious? Lock on me. There we go. No! What is wrong with this damn thing? I'm not focusing. Okay, here. I am not focused. I do not know what's going on. Come on. Okay, guys. Sorry, guys. My camera would not focus. I had to stop it. That means I will be editing this video. May put in some images. So if this is a little late, sorry. But seeing that they could have zoomed in, I think was a lost opportunity. Doesn't mean the segment was wrong. No, it was fine. In the end, once they had the match, everyone was going insane for Cena. And Cena pretty much, and I believe I got that shot of him holding Never Give Up, saying pretty much, thank you for letting me be on TV for 20 years. I thank you. It means so much what you've done for allowed me to do. Was the match fine? It was all right. Cena did look smaller though. Let's make this clear. John Cena used to be like this. So he's like this. That's Cena before, when he was always wrestling. Now he's smaller. Kind of like this. He's not the same bulky Cena anymore, especially the way he works. If you've seen John Cena and the Celtic Warrior workout, he does a lot of stretching now, and he's slimmed down a lot due to the fact he wants to have a more better quality of life. He isn't the same. He used to have really bad back problems. Now, generally speaking, because he stretched, those back problems are almost gone, or they are gone. But it wasn't a bad match, and the faces won. Of course, the face is going to win. Now we're going to see what's going to happen in the beginning of the year, and how pretty much Sammy is going to be treated by Roman, because he did eat the pin. The question is going to be, what's going to happen? Now, we have the sweet spot right here. This feels, if you guys know me, this 100% feels like what happened with Bianca Belair and a Becky Lynch. I don't know if anybody else is going to feel this, and I don't even know if they're going to care. But we first had Raquel Rodriguez versus a Ronda Rousey for the women's title for SmackDown. People were cheering for her. People were cheering for Raquel. So she had the crowd behind her. And I admit, I thought maybe she is going to win, because they did mention her father, who's a former wrestler, like I think an AWA wrestler. I think he was an AWA wrestler or AAW wrestler from a long time. What was it, AAW or AWA wrestler? I think it was an AWA wrestler back in the 70s and early 80s, where he used to wrestle. No, 80s into the 90s. Take that back. 80s into the 90s probably. But you think the way they're going that she might win. But she doesn't. Which I wasn't totally convinced she was going to win. But when it came down to it, I wasn't too surprised. What I was surprised, I believe she's in my face. Charlotte Flair comes out. Not at Royal Rumble. Not in the first SmackDown or Raw of the year. Now. And I'm going, oh no. They would not. They would not. Motherfucker, they would not go there, would they? Would they actually bend the knee to Charlotte Flair and throw the freaking title on the last SmackDown of the year? They would not. They would be ridiculously stupid. And we get a match. She pretty much said, Ronda, I want a match now. Come on, let's go. And Shayna, you see me getting pissed. Shayna Baszler is like telling her, no, don't do this. You just had a match. She says, no, I'm feeling a little spicy today. Throws her title on the floor. Then she says that. Then she picks it up, give it to the ref. She is literally talking with the ref as the ref, watching the ref, giving the title. And then when the ring bell hits, she gets the boot to the face. And I'm going like, no, they wouldn't go there. No, they did not. She managed to escape it. But then, as Charlotte gets into an armbar because she did supposedly hurt her elbow, and I think she did in real life, you get easily Ronda trying to put a lock on her arm. She gets rolled up. The trunks get grabbed along with being rolled up, and Charlotte wins the title. I think I got it in my face right now. You should be seeing it. Really? On the last SmackDown of the year, where you could have saved this for the first SmackDown, or maybe you save it for Royal Rumble to build into it, that it's only 4 weeks. Only thing you had to do is build up into Charlotte coming back on the first SmackDown of the year, build for the next 4 weeks, have the match, drop it then. At least it'll be at a signature pay-per-view for Charlotte, for Ronda. They made her ass drop that shit on the last SmackDown of the year. I'm like, what? Did Triple H actually book this? Everyone's saying Triple H is such a great booker in this situation, that they've been booking SmackDown really great. Now, mind you, I will not ignore that the crowds were going crazy, at least from what it sounded like. It could have been canned pops, because there's a very strong possibility Raquel was more popped than Charlotte, and they threw canned pops in. As I've said before, they do that next to canned heat. So they could have been actual pops, or they could have been canned pops thrown in to make people truly happy to see her, because there were some people cheering. Yeah, they zoomed in on them. But does that mean everyone was cheering for Charlotte winning when it looked like Raquel should have won? Because a lot of people seem to really want Raquel. You do this now. Instead of trying to save this, building into a Royal Rumble that could give a good payout to Ronda, a good payout to Charlotte, and make people feel really interested, to build up interest in Charlotte again, because it's the first time we've seen it since, May or June? I think May of WrestleMania Backlash. I don't agree. This was stupid. I don't know about anybody else. Maybe they're happy about it. Maybe JD was happy. Maybe just Alex is happy. Maybe Solomon is happy. Maybe the Wrestling Inc. podcast is happy. I think it's stupid. I think this is absolutely dumb. You just finally get Charlotte back on TV, and instead of trying to build her up to really feel important, to give her relevancy, you just let her, within a few minutes, regain a title, similar to what happened with Becky and with Bianca Belair, within about, 20 seconds after they meet each other in the ring in SummerSlam? Really? You may have protected Ronda because she had a match beforehand, but this really seems stupid. I don't know about anybody else. This is dumb, but this is just me. Now this match is, not match. All I'm saying is this. I don't know if this is my last video that I'm going to be doing. I might do one more, maybe tomorrow. I'll see if I can do maybe NWA if I can, or MLW for that matter. I might actually see if I can look at NWA, MLW, something. Maybe, because there's nothing happening for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So maybe I will try to do something for Sunday, or maybe I'll do something tomorrow. I don't know what. But Leave your comments, guys. And if I don't give anything for the entire weekend into going the next week, have a happy new year. I really hope that you're doing well. That's the most important thing. I hope you're doing well. It doesn't matter about New Year's resolutions, that you want to turn a new leaf. It's about if you just be yourself. Having all those things can be important. But I'm telling you right now, having New Year's resolutions or turning a new leaf because of something, that's important. But you got to be happy with yourself. And realize that whatever you do, you got to believe in yourself. More than anything else, try and believe yourself, which is hard for someone with depression and anxiety. I always have that problem. But this is the best thing I can say for someone who's suffering themselves through depression or anxiety or both, or just going through a problem. Believe in yourself. This is a new year. It's not easy. But something could happen. Peace.